of stories, and he wrote this, cleanup operation. It had over 120 chapters. And a lot of boxing guys that are in the business and they're still trying to make some money once in a while off the business won't give up the behind-the-scenes stuff. And he gave it up all the way. So Charles J. is going to have a regular segment on the show. And like I said, he's in the gaming and technology stuff now too, but definitely in the boxing odds and predictions. And he's got some websites coming along as well. But right about now, we're going to bring in Carcino from the BoxingSocialist.com. Make sure you follow them on Twitter. Check them out on Facebook. Check them out on YouTube. Carcino for Life on YouTube as well, of course. And then Sean doing a great job over there at BoxingSocialist.com. You can join for free. It's great. The Facebook of boxing is what it's been compared to. Sign up for free. Vlogs, news, anything. Lots of stuff going on. The chat is always going on midday at night, in the middle of the night, especially on fight night. Carcino, man, first you're not feeling so good, man. You got the flu or what's going on? Just the weather change gotten you, or are you just kind of sick?
I think I'm sick, maybe food-wise. I don't really know exactly what's called it, but I'm down.
He's down for the count. He's not out all the way. It sucks to hear that, man. I hope you feel better in the near future here. What are your thoughts? And we'll get into some, what Mikey Garcia, after that great right hand, left hook combo that shut down Lopez, probably for good at the main top level around those weight classes. We'll talk about where he should go, what he should do, possible fights. But since we're on the topic, Paulie Malignaggi and Broner. The odds makers say this fight's a whitewash. The people, the hardcores that saw the Ponce de Leon and Quintero fight, they say he can be beat. What are your thoughts on this? Obviously, what Ponce de Leon brings to the table with his pressure and getting inside, he's got some pop as well, and same with Quintero. He can bring it to a guy. The development of not just one punching at a time. He throw one punch at a time in those fights, and he learned how to get out of that. What are your thoughts here? Malignaggi, Broner, man, and is it going to be the whitewash that Vegas tells it, it's going to be?
No, I see this fight being very competitive. I don't know how people could think it would be a whitewash. When Broner kind of waits to see what his opponent's going to bring, plus he's never faced anyone like Paulie Malignaggi. Someone who's not going to keep his head in a straight line, who's going to move side to side. Most of the fighters that Broner has faced have been tailor-made for him. For his style of boxing, they're tailor-made. They're going to come straight in the line and look to be offensive. Instead, Paulie Malignaggi is going to try to frustrate Adrian Broner, keep a jab in his face, give him a lot of movement, things he really hasn't seen before. He's going to take away a lot of angles, and I think it's going to frustrate him a lot. But I think he'll be able to deal with Paulie's power, and he's not going to fear it. He'll try to walk him down, but it'll be the later rounds when Malignaggi slows down, stands in front of him, that I think that he'll pose his will on him, and he'll wear down Malignaggi, and he might get a decision. But I see this going to the cards. I don't think he stops Paulie Malignaggi.
Yeah, I agree with you. We saw a lot of people are also saying, well, look what Amir Khan did to him, and he's got, more power, more speed, but it's different because he doesn't throw 5-punch combos, and I don't see this fight being in the middle of the ring. Do you? I think Paulie will be on the move. He won't sit in the middle of the ring, even like he did in his last fight. So that Amir Khan thing, to me, kind of gets thrown out of the book. Because I just don't, not only that, but the way he is set, not that Broner can't jab, because he can, but the way he established, especially in the moment and the pace he was on, Amir, at the moment, the confidence he was fighting with, that jab was just killing Paulie. The reach and all that was killing Paulie too, which has something to do with Amir Khan, and there's another difference too. I just think that he's definitely gonna. I think not definitely go the distance, but if anything, it'll have to be a TKO because we know Paulie's been in there with some guys that can punch in and around this weight class. On the undercard, this is interesting, man, because a lot of times you'll see a guy like Seth Mitchell who just wait. You know, he'll take a couple of, maybe like a softie, then take a good, couple of nice guys on, okay guys, like good boys, like Golovkin would say, and just kind of do what he was doing on HBO, take on guys that are either aged or going to give him good work, and then come back to a rematch. But he's going right back into it. Maybe it's the confidence he felt early on in that fight, and he knows he was reaching. What are your thoughts, man? I really am looking forward to this fight.
Well, first I want to comment on that Amir Khan comment. People got to stop that. It's hard to do, but you can't compare a fight. That fight was at 140 pounds. It wasn't at welterweight. And that was Paulie's last fight at 140 pounds because he had to kill himself to make 140. A lot of people didn't know that. He had to cut like 7 pounds to make that weight for that fight, and it killed him. He wasn't the same. He couldn't really move, but he didn't really cry about it either. And he just took the loss and went ahead and got out of there, but he couldn't move. His legs were shot. So at first he tried to get by Khan, but I agree with you with the styles. Khan will put the jab out there more than, Broner is, and he's more of a go for a guy, but it's hard to compare the fights without really knowing the conditions. And a lot of people think like that fight was like his last fight. That fight was like 3 years ago almost. And there's a great difference as far as like the conditioning and how the styles would work out between each other. But going into the Seth Mitchell fight, oh my God, I think you called it right on the head earlier. That fight's going to end in a knockout, without any doubt. One guy is going to go down. I think it would be within the first 5 rounds too. I think Seth Mitchell gets him in the rematch though. I just feel that even though he lacks and he gets about a D in boxing ability, boxing skills, because he had a very late start. He was rushed through his amateur career. He just turned him pro, really. And transitioning from football to boxing is like a very difficult thing to do. He does possess one thing, and that's power. And if Banks can stay away, because he really got knocked out trying to finish Banks. And he already had Banks hurt in the fight. And he was moving in to try to finish him and got caught. And didn't know what to do in that situation, even though Witherspoon had him hurt earlier. It's just the subtle things that I think that was a growing experience for him. I think he'll probably get the knockout this time, and he won't rush to get it. But I do think he'll probably knock Banks out this time. So that's my prediction for that one.